Let's get right into it. Number 10. The placebo effect. Imagine you have a killer headache. Your doctor gives you a brand new, super powerful painkiller. You take the pill, and within minutes, your headache is gone. You feel amazing. But then the doctor tells you a secret. The pill you took was just a sugar pill. There was no medicine in it at all. Welcome to the placebo effect. It's when your brain makes you feel better, just because you believe you're getting a real treatment. Your mind is so powerful, it can actually create real physical changes in your body. It's not just all in your head. Studies have shown placebos can work for all sorts of things: pain, depression, even Parkinson's disease. In some trials for knee surgery, a fake surgery, where they just cut the skin and stitched it back up, worked just as well as the real one. So, how does it work? How does a belief translate into a biological reaction? That's the part science can't fully explain. One leading idea is that believing in a treatment releases natural pain-killing chemicals in your brain, like endorphins. It's like your brain has its own built-in pharmacy, but the mystery deepens. The placebo effect is more than just positive thinking. It's a sucker for good marketing. The color of the pill matters. Blue pills are generally better for calming you down, while red pills are better for giving you energy. 2 sugar pills work better than 1, and a fake injection works better than a fake pill. Your brain is a liar so good, it can lie to your body and make it obey. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful medicine is your own belief. Number 9. Synesthesia. What color is the number 7? What does the name Derek taste like? If these questions make any sense to you, you might have synesthesia. It's when your senses get all mixed up, like the wiring in your brain is crossed. So, you might hear colors, taste words, or see sounds. For people with synesthesia, the world is a very different place. There are over 80 different types. For people with grapheme color synesthesia, letters and numbers have their own specific colors. The word dog might look like a rainbow of brown, orange, and green. For others, sounds have shapes and textures. A violin might sound like a smooth, flowing line, while a drum beat looks like a series of sharp, jagged points. This isn't just their imagination. Brain scans show that when these people hear a sound, the visual part of their brain lights up too. It's as if the brain's departments are all reading each other's mail. What causes it? Scientists think it might be due to a surplus of connections between the sensory parts of the brain. As babies, we all have these extra connections. But as we grow up, our brains usually trim them away. In people with synesthesia, these connections stick around. Famous artists like Vincent van Gogh and Wassily Kandinsky are thought to have had it, which might explain their incredibly vibrant and emotional use of color. It's a beautiful, bizarre glitch in our programming that science has yet to fully decode. Number 8. ASMR. You're watching a video of someone whispering, or tapping their fingers on a book, or crinkling a plastic wrapper. Suddenly you feel a pleasant, tingling sensation. It starts at the top of your head and travels down your spine. You feel relaxed, calm, and a little bit sleepy. This is ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's that weird, tingly feeling some people get that has taken the internet by storm. Millions of people watch ASMR videos to help them relax and fall asleep. For those who experience it, it's like a wave of deep relaxation. For everyone else, it's just watching someone whisper into a microphone for 30 minutes. Here's the strange part. Not everyone experiences it, and there's no solid scientific explanation for why. Some theories suggest it's related to the release of brain chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, the same chemicals released when you get a hug. Another idea is that it's a leftover response from our primate ancestors. The soft sounds might mimic the grooming behaviors that apes use to bond with each other. So when you're watching someone pretend to brush your hair on YouTube, your monkey brain thinks it's being cared for. Scientists have found people who experience ASMR have different brain connections and tend to score higher on tests for openness to experience. But nobody knows why these specific, seemingly random sounds trigger what feels like a tiny massage for your brain. Number 7. Phantom limb pain. Imagine losing an arm in an accident. The arm is gone. You can see that it's gone, but you can still feel it. And worse, you can feel an unbearable, stabbing pain in a limb that doesn't exist. This is the bizarre and cruel world of phantom limb pain, a condition that affects up to 80% of amputees. The pain is 100% real to the person experiencing it. But how can you feel pain in a body part that isn't there? The brain has a map of the entire body. When a limb is removed, that part of the brain map doesn't just go dark. It becomes a piece of unemployed neural real estate, and other parts of the brain try to take it over. Nerves from the face might invade the hand area of the brain map. So when you touch your face, your brain is tricked into thinking your missing hand is being touched. Sometimes this rewiring gets messy, causing intense pain signals to fire for no reason. For centuries, doctors dismissed the pain as being all in their heads. They were right about one thing: the pain is in the brain. One of the weirdest and most effective treatments is mirror therapy. A patient puts their good limb next to a mirror, tricking the brain into seeing the missing limb. They can then move the phantom limb, clench and unclench the phantom fist, and sometimes the pain vanishes. It's like playing a magic trick on your own brain to stop it from torturing you. Number 6. Dreams. Every night, you close your eyes and your brain takes you on a bizarre, unpredictable adventure. You might fly over a city made of chocolate, have a conversation with your dead grandmother, or find yourself naked in the middle of a final exam you did not study for. We spend about a third of our lives doing this, and science still has no definite answer as to why. One of the most famous theories came from Sigmund Freud, who believed dreams were a window into our unconscious desires. Modern scientists have different ideas. Some think dreams are for memory consolidation. Your brain is like a librarian at night, sorting through the day's events, filing away what is important and shredding the junk. Another theory is that they are a threat rehearsal simulation. Your brain creates scary scenarios, like being chased or falling, so you can practice how you would react in a safe environment. It is a fire drill for life's disasters. Then there is the theory that it is all just random noise. Your brainstem fires off random electrical signals, and your higher brain does its best to stitch them into a coherent story, which explains why you were suddenly riding a unicorn that was also your high school math teacher. But none of these theories can fully explain the sheer weirdness, the emotional power, or why we forget most dreams the moment we wake up. It is like a surrealist filmmaker lives inside our heads, making a movie just for us, every single night. Number 5. The third man factor. Imagine you're climbing Mount Everest. You're alone, it's negative 40 degrees, and your oxygen is running low. You're lost. Then suddenly, you feel someone walking beside you. There's no one there, but you can sense them, clear as day. They're giving you directions, telling you to stay calm. This mysterious presence has appeared to countless people in life or death situations. It's called the third man factor. Explorer Ernest Shackleton first wrote about it. During a desperate 36-hour trek in Antarctica, he and his 2 companions all felt an unseen fourth person was with them, guiding them. They even kept trying to count their group, and the number always came out to 4. This invisible friend isn't just a vague feeling. People report having conversations with it. Sometimes it gives specific, life-saving advice, like, don't sleep here, move 20 feet to the left. Ron DeFrancesco, one of the last people to escape the South Tower on 9/11, was trapped on the 84th floor. He reported that in the chaos and smoke, a presence grabbed his hand and guided him all the way down the stairs, getting him out just minutes before the tower collapsed. Scientists are stumped. Some say it's your brain's emergency backup kicking in under extreme stress, maybe even splitting your consciousness in 2. But this doesn't explain how the third man often knows things the person couldn't possibly know. So if you're ever in a desperate situation and feel someone beside you, it might just be your brain sending in backup. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Number 4. Deja Reve. You know about déjà vu, the feeling you've lived a moment before. But what about its weirder cousin, Deja Reve? French for already dreamed. It's that crazy specific sense that you have dreamed this exact moment before. With déjà vu, the feeling is vague. But with déjà rêve, your brain is absolutely convinced you witnessed this exact moment in a dream, sometimes months or even years ago. You might be getting coffee and suddenly remember dreaming about this specific coffee shop, with that specific barista, wearing that specific blue shirt. Scientists are completely stumped, because it implies your brain is somehow predicting uncanny details about a random future moment. Some people report dreaming about conversations word for word before they happen. Others dream about places they've never been, only to visit them years later and find everything exactly as they dreamed it. Now, you might think they're just mixing up memories, but some people have documented their dreams in journals and then had them come true later. There's a famous case of a woman who dreamed about a specific news headline, wrote it down, and 2 weeks later, that exact headline appeared in the newspaper. Some fringe theories suggest our dreams might be peeking into future moments, but honestly, nobody really knows. It's like your brain is playing time traveler while you sleep, and science has no clue how or why. Number 3. Terminal lucidity. Your grandma has had severe Alzheimer's for years. She hasn't recognized anyone in months and can barely string 2 words together. Then, suddenly, just hours before passing away, she sits up in bed. She starts talking clearly, remembering everyone's names, and cracking jokes. It's like her brain just hit the reset button one last time. This is called terminal lucidity, and it's one of the most profound and baffling brain mysteries. It happens to people with other forms of severe brain damage too. People with massive strokes, brain tumors, or severe meningitis. People whose brains, according to every medical textbook, shouldn't be able to form a coherent thought, suddenly regain clarity. A case in Germany involved a woman whose brain was ravaged by meningitis. Just before she passed, she sat up and had a perfectly normal 30-minute conversation with her family, leaving doctors in complete disbelief. This isn't a modern phenomenon either. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, wrote about it 2,400 years ago. Scientists have tried to explain it, but they're mostly guessing. Some think it's like a system reboot, others that it's like shaking a dying flashlight to get one last flicker of light. It happens in about 10% of cases with severe brain conditions, usually just hours or minutes before death. It's as if the mind is saving all its energy for one final, poignant performance before the curtain falls for good. Number 2. Savant Syndrome. Imagine a person who can't tie their own shoes, but can tell you the day of the week for any date in the last 40,000 years. Or a person who can barely speak, but can play a complex piece of music on the piano after hearing it just once. This is Savant Syndrome. It's an extremely rare condition where a person with a serious mental disability has an extraordinary island of genius. One of the most famous savants was Kim Peek, the inspiration for the movie Rain Man. He had memorized over 12,000 books. He could read 2 pages at once, one with each eye, and recall everything he ever read with near-perfect accuracy, but he couldn't button his own shirt. Another savant, Stephen Wiltshire, is known as the human camera. He can take one brief helicopter ride over a city and then draw a perfectly detailed panoramic landscape of it from memory. How is this possible? We have no idea. It's like their brains have rewired themselves to channel all their power into one specific skill. Some theories suggest damage to the left hemisphere of the brain allows the right hemisphere associated with creativity to overcompensate, but the most mysterious part is that this can sometimes appear suddenly in otherwise normal people. It's called acquired savant syndrome. A person suffers a head injury or a stroke, and they wake up with a new, incredible talent. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, we all have a little savant hidden inside us, waiting to be unlocked. Number 1. Near-death experiences. A person has a heart attack. Their heart stops beating. They are clinically dead. But then, doctors manage to bring them back. Later, the person describes an incredible experience. They say they floated out of their body and watched the doctors working on them. They traveled down a long, dark tunnel towards a bright light. They were greeted by deceased relatives or a being of light and felt a sense of overwhelming peace and love. This is a near-death experience, or NDE. Millions of people have reported them, and their stories are surprisingly similar, regardless of culture or religion. So, what's going on? Are these people getting a glimpse of the afterlife? Or is it a trick of the dying brain? Scientists have biological theories. When the brain is deprived of oxygen, it can trigger hallucinations. The tunnel could be the shutdown of the visual cortex. The peace could be a massive release of endorphins. But these explanations don't account for everything. How do people accurately describe events that happened in the operating room while they were clinically dead, sometimes with no measurable cortical activity? Some have even reported details they couldn't possibly have perceived, like conversations happening in another room. Even creepier, some people who have been blind from birth report being able to see during their NDE. Science can't explain this. Are these experiences proof of a consciousness that exists outside the body? Or is the brain capable of far more than we can possibly imagine? For now, NDEs remain one of the most profound and unsettling mysteries of the human mind. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.